Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Orientation Day of MY-NATC. This forum is held by the Advocacy and Mooting Unit of University Utara Malaysia under the auspices of 𝐷𝐢𝐚 Law Society.
First and foremost, we are ecstatic to have Mr. 𝐿𝐚𝐥𝐚𝐲𝐬𝐢𝐚 as our first speaker for the arbitration webinar.
This concept is a little bit difficult to grasp when you first start off because it is a little bit unique to arbitration.
We are delighted to introduce our second speaker for the arbitration webinar, Mr. 𝐌𝐚𝐥𝐚𝐲𝐬.
So, failure to follow a certain timeline for a court proceeding will result in grave consequences.
And lastly, it renders any type of communications where the terms of the contract are being negotiated as before the contract was made.
However, it is the tribunal's responsibility to resolve the dispute.
According to the paragraph 40 of the Urban, the government of Wales has enforced international border closure.
Firstly, the oral variation made between the parties is invalid, and secondly, the respondent has breached its obligation.
Hence, applying this to our current dispute at hand, we can see that our client is expecting to receive 10,000 photovoltaic panels on the 20th August.
Good afternoon and welcome to the arbitration webinar, Career Prospect on Alternative Dispute Resolution or ADR. My name is 𝐷𝐷𝐢𝐚 and I will act as the moderator for today's webinar. First and foremost, we are ecstatic to have Ms. Heather 𝐍𝐸𝐚 as our first speaker for the ADR webinar. Next, we are delighted to introduce our second speaker for the ADR webinar, Ms. Irene Tan Soo Phen.
So arbitration is actually subject to parties' agreement. When we talk about going into arbitration, it always has to start with what we call as the arbitration agreement.
And we also, it's to accommodate parties who are suffering from financial distress, making small claims. This is our ad hoc arbitration on employment, case admin, and financial management.
Claimant would like to submit two procedural submissions, which are first, the arbitration agreement should be governed by the law of any right.
Firstly, my learned counsel from the claimants submitted that respondent has failed to prove that the delay and did not provide any notice of the delay within a reasonable time.